Please turn on your video. Only 9 devotees. Any more? Okay. 17 devotees. Okay. No more. We're reading for Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is trying to explain about the soul, nature of soul. But still, it is difficult to understand. Now, Krishna is putting some logic. If you don't understand is there soul or not, I give so many examples, so many logic. Still, if you don't understand the existence of the soul, still you should not worry about fighting. Why? Athochainam nityajatam nityam va mannashimitam tathapitam mahavaho noinam shochitam arashi. Atha, if cha enam, also the soul, nityajatam, always born. If you think the soul is always born, athacha enam nityajatam, soul is always born. Nityam, forever, va, either. Manashi, if you think, mritam, death. Or if you think, nityam va manashi mritam. If you should think that every time take birth, every time death, tathapi, still, tam mahavaha, O Arjun, O mighty one, mahavaha means mighty one. Tam mahavaha, O mighty Arjun, no, never, enam, about, enam this. This means about this soul. Shochitum, to lament, arashi, deserve. No shochitum arashi, you should not deserve to lament. If you think there is no existence of this soul, body is all in all. Still, there is no existence of soul, then body always taking birth and always dying. So still you have not to lament. If we die, one day die, we again take birth. So you cannot control. So why you are lamenting? If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life is always born and dies forever. If, however, you would think that the soul is always born and dies forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty Arjuna. There is always a class of philosophers, almost akin to Buddhists. That means atheists. Those who don't believe the existence of soul and super soul. Who do not believe the separate existence of the soul beyond the body. If you Arjuna in such a group, that he is not believing that existence of the soul. When Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, it appears that such philosophers existed and they were known as Lokayatics and Vaibhashiks. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of material combination. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of material combination. Like they think, if you mix water with soda, it will make it bubbles or it will warm. It's a chemical reaction. Even some other chemical reactions, there is so many changes. So this, there is no existence of soul. The soul comes due to combination matter. So their philosophy is atheistic philosophy. No existence of soul. Who are they? Especially the scientists. Scientists, they don't believe existence of soul. Among the, so many scientists, powerful scientists is, powerful atheists is, scientists. And another group is, yes, God is there, but no form, impersonalists. Among them, who are the most powerful impersonalists? Mayavadis. So, there are three: atheists, impersonalist, or bhakta. So, if we want to make bhakta, we have to attack two places. The atheist, and most powerful atheist is scientists and Mayavadis. Prabhupada is attacking two places: scientists and Mayavadis. Why scientists? Among the atheists, most powerful atheists is science. They want to those who does not believe the existence of the God or soul. They are illiterate people, but the scientists, they want to prove that there is no existence of soul. Their philosophy based on soul comes, there is no soul, life symptoms come due to combination of matter. Means their philosophy based on that life comes from matter. So that is why Prabhupada's most powerful philosophy, life comes from life. So Prabhupada's attacking two places. For the scientists, by life comes from life, and attacking Mayavadis. Here, Prabhupada is saying, these atheists must be there at the time when Krishna was there. Otherwise, why Krishna is telling this type of thing? In Bhagavad Gita also, in 16th chapter, say they are Asuras. The scientists means Asuras. The Asuras said, Aparashpara Sambhutam Kimannat Kamaitukam. There is no one that everything comes, there is not such philosophy that everything comes from the God. No. Scientists think, the Asuras think, Aparashpara Sambhutam Kimannat Kamaitukam. Due to material combination, life symptoms appear. The modern material scientists and the materialist philosophers are also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical element, and at a certain stage, the life symptoms develop by interaction of the physical and chemical elements. This science of anthropology is based on this philosophy. Currently, many pseudo religions now becoming fashionable in America are also adhering to this philosophy, as are the nihilistic, non-devotional Buddhist sects. Even if Arjuna did not believe in the existence of the soul, as in the Vaibhashika philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. No one laments the loss of a certain bulk of chemicals and stops discharging his prescribed duty. No one laments the loss of certain bulk of chemicals. Well, like if 1 ton salt become water, who lament? No one laments the loss of certain bark of chemicals. Stop discharging prescribed duties. So if there is no existence of a soul, then what is the cause of lamentation? A chemical combination. Then why Arjuna should worry for the death of their relatives? On the other hand, in modern science, this scientific warfare, so many tons of chemicals are wasted for achieving victory over the enemy. According to the Vaibhashik philosophy, the so-called soul or Atma vanishes along with the deterioration of the body. So in any case, whether Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is an atomic soul or he did not believe the existence of the soul, he had no reason to lament. Krishna is a so powerful motivator. Huh? You have to fight. If you believe the existence of the soul or not, you have, according to this according to this theory, since there are so many living entities generating out of matter every moment, and so many of them are being vanquished every moment, there is no need to grieve for such incidents. If there are no rebirth for the soul, Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by the sinful reactions due to his killing his grandfather and teacher. Very powerful point. Got this point? If Arjuna is atheist, no exists soul, then why is he worried about a sinful activity? So that means his knowledge is not complete. If there are no rebirth of the soul, so Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by the sinful reactions. But at the same time, Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjuna as Mahavaho, mighty army. Sarcastically. Because he at least did not accept the theory of the Vaibhashikas, which leaves aside the Vedic wisdom. As a Kshatriya, Arjuna belonged to the Vedic culture and it behooved him to continue to follow its principles. Now, conclusion of this verse is Jatasya dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janamitasya cha tasmat apariharjyate natang shachita maharishi. Jatasya. Jata means taking part. Jatasya means of one who has taken his birth. Jata means janma, take birth. So Jatasya means of one who has taken his birth. He is certainly dhruva mrityu, dhruva, certain, in fact, death. Those who have taken birth, death is certain for them. Dhruvam, it is in the fact. Janma, birth. Mritasya cha, mritasya. Mrita means death, mritasya means of the dead. So those who have taken birth, for them, mrityu is dhruva. And those who have died, mritasya, for them, certain is janma. So why in lament? Cha also. Tasmat, therefore, apariharje arthe, apariharje, of that which is unavoidable. Parihar. Parihar means giving up, avoid. Aparihar, cannot give up. Apariharje means of that which is unavoidable. Those who have taken birth, they'll die. Those they'll take birth again. So that is certain, unavoidable. Arthe in this matter, in the matter. No, do not. Tam you shochitum, to lament, or she desire. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. One has to take birth according to one's activities in life. And after finishing one term of activities, one has to die to take birth for the next. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death after another without liberation. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death after another without liberation. The cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. Somebody, one people will die, better I should kill him. It's not like that. This philosophy not supporting the unnecessary murder or slaughter or warfare. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. Violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. The Battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should Arjuna be afraid of or aggrieved at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts, of which he was so afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he should not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action. So therefore, in unavoidable discharge of duty, one should not lament. That is the conclusion. But if you don't understand this also, then this next part, if you don't understand, अव्यक्त दिनी भूतानि व्यक्त मध्यानि भारत अव्यक्त निधनानि एव तत्र का परिदेवना. अव्यक्त आदिनी, adi means beginning, अव्यक्त unmanifested, व्यक्त means manifest, अव्यक्त unmanifested. अव्यक्त आदिनी, in the beginning unmanifested, अव्यक्त आदिनी भूतानि, all the living creatures, all that are created before creation, they were unmanifested, and back to manifested now, Madhyani, in the middle, and after death again it will be Abhyakta. Bharata, O descendant of Bharat, Abhyakta, non-manifested, Nidhanani, when vanquished. So, what you try to understand? In the middle, for a small time, is Bhakta. All living entities for certain Bhakta. And before that, it is Abhyakta. And after death also, Abhyakta. So, maximum time Abhyakta. Only for few hours or months or years, they Bhakta. So, that means his identity is actually Abhyakta. So, if Abhyakta becomes Abhyakta, why are you lamenting? Nidhanani, vanquished, ever, it is all like that. Tattva, therefore, ka, what? Paridevana lamentation. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So, what need is there for lamentation? Accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of the soul, and the other not believing in the existence of the soul. There is no cause for lamentation in either case. You believe or not believe, you should not lament. Non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by the followers of the Vedic wisdom. Yet, even if for argument's sake we accept this atheistic theory, there is still no cause for lamentation. Okay, Arjun, you don't believe the existence of the soul, you want to be atheist, still you have not to lament. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. From this subtle state of non-manifestation comes manifestation, just as from ether, air is generated. I'm reading it. From this subtle state of non-manifestation comes manifestation, just as from ether, air is generated. From air, fire is generated. From fire, water is generated. And from water, earth becomes manifested. People may not digest this statement. Try to find out some example, then it will be easy to understand. Again, I'm reading. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. So anything before manifest, it was unmanifested. What is the example? Air. You can manifest, but you can feel the presence of air. It comes from Akash, ether. We cannot feel the existence of the sky. And from air, fire is generated. What is that? Air you can feel, but fire you can see. So that fire comes from air. And from fire, water is generated. And from water, earth becomes manifest. Can anybody give one example to make it easily understandable? Again, I'm explaining. From ether, air manifest. From air, fire manifest. From fire, water manifest. From water, earth manifest. Any example? Okay. See this example. What is ice? Ice is a solid substance. It comes from fire, from water. If temperature increase, the solid become liquid. If you give heat to the water will become fire, steam. Water become fire, and fire air. Like when water evaporates, water comes in contact with sun heat, it becomes fire. And when temperature decrease, it becomes water. And more temperature decrease, it becomes solid. So ice is coming from water. Water is coming from the fire. Fire coming from air. And air coming from the ether. So at least we can guess, yeah, it may happen. See the same. So from ether comes. Yeah. So what is then ether? Sound. From sound comes task. From task comes vision. From there comes taste. And from taste comes smell. So from how it starts? From the sound. So from subtle to gross. So that means our gross world manifested from the sound. From where the sound come? The sound come from spiritual world. As it comes from the sound, we come over here. If we want to go from this place, we should go through sound. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. As we have misused the sound, there is a condition. When you use the sound in Krishna's service, there will be cause of our liberation. From the earth, many varieties of manifestations take place. Take, for example, a big skyscraper manifested from the earth, and it is dismantled. The manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atoms in the ultimate stage. The law of conservation of energy remains, but in course of time, things are manifested and unmanifested. That is the difference. Then, what cause is there for limitation either in the stage of manifestation or in unmanifestation? Somehow or other, even in the unmanifested stage, things are not lost. When the unmanifested, still things are not lost. You will be unable to see the ice. It is not lost. It is in the form of water. When we boil the water, we cannot see it, but it exists. In the process of distillation, when we boil the water, we cannot see. Now when we cold it again water. So if it unmanifest, it does not mean that things are lost. Both at the beginning and at the end, all elements remain unmanifested, and only in the middle are the manifested, and this does not make any real material difference. And if we accept the Vedic conclusion as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, that these material bodies are perishable in due course of time, but that the soul is eternal, then we must remember always that the body is like a dress. Therefore, why lament the change of the dress? It is explained in the 22nd verse. This body is like a dress. So, who will lament for changing the dress? No intelligent person. Yes, if you have doubt that I will not get any next body, then will attach to that. The material body has no factual existence in relation to the eternal soul. It is something like a dream. In a dream, we may think of flying in the sky or sitting on a chariot as a king. But when we wake up, we can see that we are neither in the sky nor seated on the chariot. The Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of the non-existence of the material body. Therefore, in either case, whether one believes in the existence of the soul or one does not believe in the existence of the soul, there is no cause for lamentation or loss of the body. Very nice philosophy. But How much you have understood? Yes. That is why it is astonishing or amazing in Sanskrit Ashcharya. The next verse is Ashcharya. Yes. When somebody will explain, wow, that is a nice expansion. Wow, what thing I have understood. Wow, how I have explained so many things. But ask all of them how much they have understood. He was explaining, he was listening, and he was understood. Ask them how much he have understood. So all this is emerging. So Krishna is trying to explain from all aspects. The subject matter of the soul, that is why it is called secret knowledge, Gujjogya. It is not so easy to understand. This is transcendental knowledge, Dibbogyan Hridaya Prakashit. It will manifest in the heart. If you eat a gulab jam, sweet rice, by eating on the tongue you can realize. It is not by reading or hearing, but by explanation. It will be tasted in the tongue only. In the same way, this knowledge will manifest in the heart only. We have to endeavor for that with a submissive service attitude. That knowledge will manifest in the heart. We have to prepare ourselves to become a true recipient of this knowledge. If we are arrogant, proud, this knowledge will not enter. So, Tavan Bhavati Ganam. Those who are respectful to authority, Guru, Vaishnava, and scripture, in their heart, this knowledge will be in course of time. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita is
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaja.
Krishna Maharaji, thank you so much.
Krishna Maharaji, Dandavat Pranam.